Kansas community fear for the future of the town's only grocery store. And a Missouri man dies after contracting an infection from a brain-eating amoeba. KOAM News at 10 is next.
This is the current state of the Erie market as the future of the city-owned grocery store is brought into question once more. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
Plus, staff and students at Zoring Heights Elementary in Joplin head back to school, and some young students in Pittsburgh start the year with a House of Dragon balloon popping party.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The future of a city-owned grocery store in Erie, Kansas is up in the air again. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The city purchased the Erie Market in 2020 with the goal of keeping a local store in town. 1 year ago, River Grocery LLC leased the store and took over operations. But as KOAM Samantha Walker reports, the company plans to close at the end of the month.
In less than 2 weeks, the doors of the Erie Market are expected to close once more. The store, formerly known as Stubbs, was purchased by the city of Erie when its owners decided to retire. The decision was controversial, but the hope was to keep a market in town.
As far as buying meat and produce, there's no place to go within 20 miles.
But the city has struggled to operate the Erie Market since the purchase. Last year, city staff told KOAM owning the store is difficult and costly for the city, so the best thing for its future in town was to let someone else take over. 1 year ago, River Grocery LLC began leasing the market and took over operations. At that time, the company's owner told us he understood the importance of rural grocery stores from when one in his hometown closed.
The whole town just basically died. Even the school, there's not even a school in town anymore. And so just for whatever reason, I feel like it's the right thing to do.
But store staff were recently informed the company is going to cease operations by the end of August, when River Grocery's 1 year lease with the city expires.
I figured that they would stay. I didn't think it was going to close. I wanted to stay open for the community.
Staff and customers say while the closure is surprising, they've noticed shelves become more and more bare over the past few months.
We haven't had a truck for about 90 days or more.
I reached out to the city of Erie, and city staff confirmed that the city does maintain ownership of the market property, but that they're still trying to learn more about these operational changes. Community members now worry about the future of the market and their access to fresh and affordable groceries.
I guess if they have the money with the economy nowadays to drive to Schnute or Parsons to get groceries, then go for it. I don't. I'm on Social Security. I got hurt last year. I only have a little bit of money, so I try to do all my business in Erie.
The community now fears this is the end of the store, a blow for the town.
Right now, the impact for the town will be not so much because we've gotten used to going out of town to buy our groceries, but it's going to be difficult to attract people to move to town because there's no grocery store, and you have to have groceries.
Do you see it having a future here?
No, I see an empty building sitting right across the street. This town's going to turn into a ghost town.
Reporting in Erie, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, we reached out to the owner of River Grocery LLC for a statement. While he agreed, we are still waiting to hear back from him. A man suffering from a rare infection has died in a St. Louis area hospital. Recently, we brought you the story of a Missouri resident who had contracted a brain infection typically caused by an amoeba. Public health officials investigating the source of the patient's exposure believe the infection could have come from water skiing at the Lake of the Ozarks. While infections remain rare, experts say the amoeba can be found in warm, fresh water across the U.S. The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services confirms the man died yesterday. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be another hot one for us today, just a little bit lower grade of hot across the region. We are going to stick into the lower 90s over the next few days, which is pretty close to where we should be. Lower humidity, though, it's still going to be sticky. It's just not going to be soupy, which we'll definitely take. Much cooler air moving in next week. Some rain chances as well, scattered, but chances. We had a few showers out there earlier this evening. Northwestern Arkansas, those are gone, so we're pretty calm as we go through the night. We'll drop back upper 60s, so it's going to feel good, and then we'll go up in that 90 to 92 degree range once again as we go into your Thursday. 77 in Joplin, 76 in Pittsburgh. We'll drop off another 8 to 10 degrees after a high temp at 91, but right where we should be for this time of the year. We'll talk about those cooler temps here in just a bit.
In a few, the bell rings, the door opens, and school is back in session across the Joplin School District. Sterling Heights Elementary pickup was busy on the first day of school today. The first day is all about safety and schedules.
For the first day is huge. So we start months in advance, planning out our master schedule, making sure that all students have equity to access and instruction. We also start setting goals together as a team to decide what we're going to focus on this year. And then the teachers start showing up several weeks in advance to prepare classrooms so that they're absolutely perfect learning environments for all of our kids.
The students spent the day relearning what it means to share the building with more than 500 other people. As the school year kicks off today, students at George Nettles Elementary in Pittsburgh celebrated with a House of Dragon balloon popping party. The celebration is part of a redesign of the school's social, emotional, and character education program, drawing inspiration from the theme How to Train Your Dragon and Harry Potter. The kids were full of excitement as they discovered which of the 4 houses they'll belong to during their time at the school. Educators hope the program will give students a sense of community throughout their years at George Nettles.
The community where students are embraced in a group where they will stay from kindergarten to 5th grade.
Educators hope to continue the House of Dragon program as it'll assist students of all ages. City officials in Iola, Kansas have a message for repeat offenders. Clean up or pay up when it comes to yard nuisance orders. That story is coming up. But up first, drawing battle lines.
Texas Republicans advance a contested redistricting plan pushed by President Trump. I'm Erica Brown with the map sparking pushback nationwide.
After weeks of tension, the Republican-controlled Texas House of Representatives cleared a big hurdle tonight, advancing a controversial redistricting plan that now moves to the Texas Senate. As Erica Brown reports, the redistricting battle in Texas has had ripple effects on a number of other states.
88 ayes and 52 nays, House Bill 4 is finally passed.
The Republican-controlled Texas House of Representatives voted to advance a controversial redistricting plan Wednesday that considerably favors the GOP. The vote comes following weeks of mounting tension and delays after most of the state's Democratic lawmakers fled Texas for 2 weeks in an attempt to block the new congressional map pushed by President Trump. The new map positions Republicans to pick up 5 more U.S. House seats in the upcoming midterm election. Opponents of the bill protested at the state capitol Wednesday, where Democrats continue to call the maps discriminatory.
Can you explain to us what the residents in East Austin have in common with the residents in Port Aransas?
But Texas Republicans prevailed, moving the plan forward.
This part of the fight is over, but it is merely the first chapter.
The redistricting battle in Texas has sparked a nationwide ripple effect, with more states considering redistricting plans that could favor a specific party. In California, Democratic lawmakers are moving ahead with new congressional maps of their own to counter the move by Texas.
This constitutional amendment, along with the 2 companion bills, are a measured and thoughtful response to the power grab that is happening out of Washington, D.C.
But Republican state lawmakers are fighting back.
Their excuse? Texas is doing it. That's not leadership. It's abandoning our principles.
They're planning to challenge redistricting plans in court. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Texas Democrats say they intend to continue to fight redistricting plans in court. In addition to California and Texas, a number of other states have indicated they're open to pursuing redistricting plans. Those include New York. Iola city officials say they're fed up with repeat offenders ignoring yard nuisances orders. After handing out fine after fine with little change, city leaders are now pushing for a tougher ordinance, one that would allow them to step in, clean up the mess, and send the bill straight to the homeowner.
Immediate properties that we're going to enforce this new code on. We have neighbors in the neighborhood that have complained about certain properties in town. And now I think we're just going to move forward with enforcing the ordinance as it's written.
The city manager says the ordinance goes before the council on Monday, and he thinks the bill will have no problem passing. A little later, the Lamar Free Fair rolls back into town with plenty of fun for the whole family.
Plus, it looks like temperatures eventually cooling down quite a bit. We're going to look at that coming up.
Toyota, let's go places.
It definitely turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Temperatures right about where we should be for this time of the year. And there were a couple random little showers that popped up along the Kansas, Arkansas, or actually the Missouri-Arkansas state line earlier today. Kansas and Arkansas don't butt up. But anything out there now, that is definitely gone. All right, let's go through tonight. I'll stop it 5:30 in the morning if you're getting up that early. Upper 60s to near 70s, so decently comfortable. Through the day, we get some cumulus clouds popping up. So here's about the noon hour. We're into the mid 80s. Let me take you to the afternoon. I think high temps 90 to about 92. Now, we can't rule out one or two guys that pop up. 99% of you will stay dry in our viewing area, which is everybody in these counties. By Friday morning, mid 60s, so a nice comfortable start. During the afternoon, we climb to about 90 or 92 degrees once again. All right, day planner for you, 68 to start, 86 by noon, high temp of 92 degrees during the afternoon. Good shot. Here's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri, and we are sitting mid to upper 70s. We'll drop off 6 or 7 more degrees later on tonight. Humidity is still up there, but it's better. When you see dew points this time of the year, this gives us a pretty good indication of where we're going to get for overnight lows. So most likely 67, 68 degrees, which still feels kind of sticky outside, but better than what we have been. But here's the good news. Our dew point's a lot closer to our actual temperature for high. So we're not going to have those high heat indices as we go through the next few days. Here's why it's been a little bit better. Let's go out west. See this ridge of high pressure, our heat dome? It's shoved to the west. What this allows to happen is a flow from Canada. It's not cold, it's August, but it's better than what we have seen. Now watch this high pressure continues to shove toward the west as we go into the weekend. Here's Sunday evening. It allows cooler air and some waves to kind of rotate through, giving us some rain chances. It looks like most of the rain is going to be to our south, but it gives us some rain chances. The cooler air retreats late next week, but we don't really see that high pressure building back in, which is good, which means that most of next week is going to be fairly comfortable. Let's go into the weekend. We have our front dropping in Saturday, 1 or 2 random storms. I still think about 90 to 91 Saturday, upper 80s Sunday. But here's where it gets better. Some chances for rain on Monday, upper 70s to lower 80s, and we see that stretch kind of sticking around next week. We're also tracking Hurricane Aaron, clocking winds 110, category 2, kind of skirts North Carolina, but we aren't seeing a direct landfall in the lower 48, which is good. As we go into the peak of hurricane season, it's been pretty quiet here in about 2 weeks. All right, 92s next several days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a slight chance for a storm on Saturday. Sunday, 88, upper 70s Monday and Tuesday. Look at this, 70s or 80s all next week, and that's the last week of August, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and those overnight lows are really low.
I know,
like
not
open
bad.
the window kind of low.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. Federal authorities begin an investigation into a plane crash in Grove, Oklahoma. Happened this morning around 8:30 at the Grove Regional Airport. Although the investigation is underway, what authorities do know is a private plane landed at the airport, then flipped over onto its top. The owner/pilot of that single-engine plane suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Still ahead, New Heights football heads into the season with a new quarterback under center. Plus, Carthage football looks to replicate its successful 2024 season. Sports Director Ryan Blake has those stories and more up next in sports.
Continental Siding customers are saying no more.
Carthage football is coming off a successful season, finishing with a 9-2 record and an appearance in the district championship game. The Tigers will look to repeat that success in 2025 with lots of new faces across the field. Only 2 starters returned for the Carthage offense, but head coach John Guidey stresses that despite having 9 new starters on that side of the ball, this Tigers squad will retain the same identity.
To be honest, last year was last year. This is a brand new year, and we have new faces, and that's what makes every year a little bit different. I don't think you change too much as a coach from year to year. You want to keep things as consistent as possible from everything, from your summer workouts to your summer practices to your conditioning to even scheme-wise, as long as things are working.
But don't think this will be an inexperienced Carthage team, because on the defensive side of the ball, 8 players with varsity experience returned for 2025. And that's a huge get for the unit that allowed less than 18 points per game last season. And as the Tigers will lean on that experience and leadership.
Defensively, I think that starts with our guys up front. Landon Bland will be a 3-year starter for us at defensive end. Very athletic, nice, tall, lanky kid, fast, comes off the edge. Opposite him on the other side at defensive end is Braden Odell, kind of the same way. You know, I thought Braden had an outstanding year last year. All 3 linebackers are back. Josh Hill at Mike Backer. We got Jordan Brunert at the Sam, and we've got Jet Dalton at the Will.
Carthage opens up its season next Friday, August 29th, at home against Waynesville. The New Heights Cougars are entering their 4th year as a program, with sights set on building off of a 500 season in 2024. But this year's team will look a lot different, with only 3 players on the roster entering either their junior or senior seasons. The Cougars are one of the youngest teams in the 4 states, and they'll have to learn fast. And that's why head coach John Lucas is having his team focus on the fundamentals.
We're very young. This year we have 2 seniors, 1 junior, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. So we're going to run basics. We need to be able to run the football, control the line of scrimmage, and that's an area of strength that we have this year, I do believe, is up front.
New Heights will rely on their seniors to make big impacts on and off the field. And one of those key veterans is quarterback Corbin Cronin-Wett. This will be his first season under center, but he's been a starter for the Cougars the past couple of seasons.
Mindset going into each game is just being a leader, encouraging the guys, because they can, it's a team sport. We got to support each other as much as possible. Just be supportive and have fun while at it, because live life with no regrets.
Putting my hardest work in, because in the Bible it says, work everything with your heart. If you're hardest, and that's just how this team operates. You got to give our hardest every practice.
The Cougars kick off their season on the road against Rich Hill next Friday, August 29th. Folks, the wait is over. It's the 30th edition of the Pigskin Preview, now live. You can scan the QR code on your screen, head to KOAMnewsnow.com/pigskin, or download our free KOAM News mobile app to view it. When you're there, you'll see logos for all of the teams showcased in the preview, ranging from the high schools in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma, to the junior colleges and universities in our region. You'll see quotes from coaches, schedules, season outlooks, and much more. And as the season starts, you'll find our live scoreboard to keep you updated on the action every Friday night. You'll also find highlights as we hit the ground running to area games this season. The Royals and Cardinals are hot to start the week, with sights set on keeping it going as St. Louis entered Wednesday with a shot at a sweep, while the Royals look to secure their series against the Rangers. Cardinals looking to complete the sweep of the Miami Marlins, but fall short with a 6-2 loss in the finale. Lars Newbar led the way with a multi-hit performance for the Redbirds and an RBI on the day. However, Andre Palante struggled in his 5 1/3 innings, surrendering 5 runs in the loss. The Cards, they continue their stay in Florida as they battle the Rays tomorrow. Royals looking for their 6th straight win to secure their series in a 4-game set against Texas. However, the Royals dropped the 3rd game of the series 6-3. Another day, another Vinny Pasquantino home run, his 3rd straight game with a long ball. And despite the loss, Kansas City still sits 2.5 games out of that final wild card spot, and they'll go for that series win tomorrow. On Wednesday, the Chiefs parted ways with wide receiver Sky Moore, trading the former 2nd-round draft pick and a 2027 7th-round pick to the San Francisco 49ers for a 2027 6th-round pick. In his 3 years with the Chiefs, Moore tallied 43 receptions and 494 yards with a touchdown. That's it for your sports. We're back with more after this.
Boomers Barbecue. Pittman, a 4-state hero.
Fun times at the 82nd Annual Lamar Free Fair today. Visitors enjoyed the carnival and rides, gospel singing, 4-H youth demonstrations, food trucks, livestock shows. The schedule for the rest of the fair includes several events and exhibitions like a swine show, a Lamar Art League exhibit, a goat show, a youth livestock judging contest, and music from the Griffin family.
Just the food and seeing all my friends here. Not a big town, so not much people get out a lot, so it's fun to see everybody around.
There is no admission charge. That is no charge to get in, but there is a charge for the rides, ride tickets, and those are available at the fair and can be purchased at Community National Bank and Trust in Lamar, Harvest Bank, and Citizens Bank. That fair runs through Saturday. And the weather looking better for the fair.
Yeah, we actually have a pretty good ride ahead as well. Kind of steady, and then we kind of slope downward as we head into early next week. I mean, upper 70s to lower 80s, some chances for rain. Feeling more September-like instead of late August.
But that roller coaster eventually will.
It always
climb.
goes back up.
Okay. Final sports note.
Football season is here. Chiefs found preseason game on Friday, but the Pigskin preview is live. Football season starts next week for Missouri and Oklahoma. It's finally here. I'm super excited.
If you haven't checked out the Pigskin preview yet, you should do it now. It's a great resource during the high school football season. Also covers the Gorillas and Lions. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.